The amendment.
Amendment number 1, printed in Part A of House Report number 115-443, offered by Mr. Sherman of California.
Pursuant to House Resolution 647, the gentleman from California, Mr. Sherman, and a member opposed, each will control 5 minutes. Chair recognizes the gentleman from California.
Thank you. I yield myself as much time as I may consume. I rise today to offer an amendment to H.R. 477, the Small Business Mergers, Acquisition, Sales, and Brokerage Simplification Act of 2017. I want to thank the gentleman from Michigan. It's been a pleasure to work with him on this bill over a period of 3 Congresses. And with the adoption of this amendment, the bill will be in a form that will secure support from both sides of the aisle, not only my support, but more importantly, the ranking member's support. In the 113th Congress, the House of Representatives unanimously supported a similar bill to provide relief to the M&A community for providing that, in certain circumstances, a small business merger or acquisition broker would not have to register. As a result of that action by the House, which was not matched by action in the Senate, the Securities and Exchange Commission understood the wisdom of this House and introduced a no-action letter dated January 2014 to provide the same level of relief requested by the House. In their no-action letter, however, the SEC placed several limitations on the exemption from registration that were not included in the House bill, but with this amendment will be included in this year's bill. These limitations provided additional protections for investors and small businesses. It excluded bad actors and shell companies, prohibited passive buyers in an M&A transaction to ensure that companies cannot use this exemption from registration as a capital raising mechanism, prohibited an M&A broker from providing financing for the transfer, prohibiting M&A brokers from binding a party to a transfer of ownership, and I think this is most important, requiring that to be eligible, a broker would have to disclose to both parties and get their consent if they're being paid by both parties. So if there's both a seller's commission and a buyer's commission, you have to tell the buyer, you have to tell the seller. Now, those who want to step outside this safe harbor can simply register. But those who will be exempt from registration need to comply with these 6 elements. The Small Business Mergers, Acquisition, Sales, and Brokerage Simplification Act will codify the SEC no-action letter and provide certainty to small business merger and acquisition brokers. In the last Congress, I opposed the bill because it included only 2 of the 6 restrictions that were included by the SEC. With this amendment, the bill will include all of the restrictions. This is a bipartisan amendment and includes all the limitations of the SEC no-action letter. It's been a pleasure to work with the gentleman from Michigan on it. In addition, our amendment provides that the SEC has the rulemaking authority to determine the correct thresholds of gross revenues and of EBITDA, that is to say, earnings of the company before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization, in determining whether a company qualifies as an eligible company under this bill. The SEC is the agency with the expertise to do this. I encourage them to examine this issue closely and to ensure that any threshold in place is evidence-based. And I encourage them in future years to inflation adjust whatever limitation dollar figures they have in their regulations. I am pleased to offer this amendment with my colleague, Mr. Huizenga, who I may have previously identified as a gentleman from Michigan. And I offer it also with the support of the ranking member. I urge the passage of this amendment as it will assure bipartisan support for the bill, and I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentleman reserves. Chair